Hello everyone, it's Michelle, and in this Ark Fjordur map, I'm going to be showing you how to actually summon the boss. Now, the reason why I'm doing this video is because the first thing that I did when I came into the map was I went to all of the different terminals, and I noticed that it's not like any of the other maps where you go and summon the boss. It is a bit more complex, and it is a bit multi-tiered. And I want to go ahead and first off by say that I am not going to be showing any footage of the final boss in the game, because I would like for you guys to experience that yourselves, and I don't want to spoil that for you. However, I am going to point out that I will be showing some of the mini boss footage with you guys. So if you don't want that spoiled, just as a heads up that I will be showing that to you guys. Let's go ahead and get started, and I'm going to show you how to summon the boss and how multi-tiered it actually is. Like I said, you have all of the 3 different colored obelisks, like normal, like the blue obelisk, the green obelisk, and even the red one. Now, if you go up to every single one of those terminals on the map, you will notice that when you access the terminal, that it is not going to be normal. Once you are accessed in the inventory of the terminal, you'll notice that it looks just like any other terminal. You have the options to choose from 3 bosses: Gamma, Beta, and Alpha. But here's the thing, you'll notice that you need 3 different trophy heads from 3 bosses that you'll notice that come from the island, like the Broodmother, the Dragon, and the Megapithecus. And guess what? You need all Gamma heads of those 3 bosses to fight the Gamma boss on this particular map. Same thing with the Beta. You need all of those Beta heads of the Broodmother, the Dragon, the Megapithecus, and just the same thing with the Alpha. So here's the question. Where do you actually find the Broodmother, Megapithecus, and Dragon? And how do you summon the different tiers of those bosses on this map? Because you need those heads of those different bosses to summon this one. So I'm going to show you where to find those. The first boss location I'm going to show you is for the Broodmother, and it's at 59.2 by 64.6. That's where I'm located on the map. You need to actually find a cave in order to access this, and the cave is actually located behind these trees right here. I'm going to show you the GPS coordinates for the exact entrance of the cave right here. That's where I am, just in case if you're curious and you want to come through this cave. And remember that you are going to need to bring tames with you because this is a boss fight, so bring the normal tames that you would for the Broodmother. Access the terminal right here, and let's talk about the different requirements. For the Broodmother, you have Gamma, Beta, and Alpha. Now, you do need the Artifact of the Clever, the Hunter, and the Massive to summon all 3 different types. Just to keep that in mind, I am putting the coordinates up on the screen where you can find the cave location for each of those artifacts, and I've also done separate videos on how to find those. But one thing that's new that you probably don't know about is the Beyla relic. I'm going to be showing you where to get that next, because you actually need the Beyla relic in order to summon this boss, and that in of itself is actually a mini boss. Keep in mind that with the Beta and the Alpha, you actually have different requirements that you do compared to the Gamma, so you are going to need extra stuff for the higher tiers. To get the Beyla relic, you need to come to this cave right here, and this is where I'm located on the map at 4.5 by 47.3. I would highly recommend that you take some tames with you. You're going to want to go through this cave, and you are going to be fighting another tiny miniature boss, and this is going to be a bee. I'll show a tiny bit of footage of it. It is quite powerful. You should not do this on your own. You should probably take in a few tames with you because it is a bit tanky. You come through here and it looks like a honey cave. You come up here and you'll access this inventory here, and you'll notice that for this particular boss, you need something called runestone. So let's talk about how to get runestone really quick. The only way that we figured out how to get runestone on the map is by going around and killing alpha creatures. Certain alpha creatures will drop certain amounts, and I'm not sure if it's actually scaled on level. I don't necessarily think it's scaled by the dino because we've killed a few of them and it seems to drop at a random rate. Here I get 18, so I'm going to say this. In order for you to get all of the runestone necessary, you're going to need 90. And I'll explain that because there's 3 different types of mini bosses that you have to fight. So you're going to need 30 per. So it's best that you go around and kill as many alphas as humanly possible. Every time you see an alpha, just make it a habit to go and kill them for the runestone. So now that you know how to get the runestone, you can go ahead and access the terminal and go ahead and start the mini boss. And like I said, make sure that you do bring tames with you. When you do have the the summon for the beyla, it is a bee, and again, this is for the Broodmother. When you do kill the beyla, you will notice that you need to access the inventory and that you will get the relic there. It is important at this point that you can take this relic back to the terminal along with the other tributes in order to summon the necessary Broodmother so that you can then use that head for the final boss. It's a bit of a multi-step. I know it's complex, but this is how you do it. Now on to where to summon the Megapithecus. I am located at 57.9 by 86.1. This is my location on the map, towards the bottom right. And you're going to want to be looking for this cave right here with the purple entrance. I'm just showing you my surroundings so you know exactly where to go for this boss. And again, that is my location. Go towards this cave right here with the purple crystals. And once it loads, you go through, and there's two routes that you can take in this cave. It doesn't matter which route that you take because it all leads you to the same place. So just go through the cave. Keep going. It doesn't matter. I went to the right, but you can go to the left if you want. And you'll see this terminal here in the center. Go up to it and access the inventory. When you're accessing the inventory, you have the same options as the Broodmother: Gamma, Beta, and Alpha. Now you need 3 artifacts for this, which are the Brute, the Devourer, and the Pack. You also need a steinbjorn relic. I know I pronounced that wrong, so it's just calling it the bear. But these are the requirements for the Beta and the Alpha. The Beta, you actually need different tributes, extra tributes than you would normally need from the Gamma, same as what the Broodmother required. So again, you're going to need artifacts and you're going to need a relic, which means we're going to have to fight another mini-boss in order to summon this Megapithecus. So let's go and see where that is located. To get to the Steinbjorn boss, we actually need to go to a different realm, so go to 43.3 by 56.1. This is where I'm located on the map, and we're going to be traveling through a different realm. This place is going to be very useful and very important. I am going to say this, though. It is, like I said, one of the most important places that you can go. This is the exact entrance of the cave system here. Go through. And you're going to be met with this little piece here. These are 3 different separate areas that we can travel to. Think of them almost like miniature maps. And they have different creatures in there. You can bring up to 30 tames through each of the different portals, because that's basically what this is a portal. Now, out of the 3 doors, you want to access the one that is on the far right, and you're going to notice that there's a terminal in front of this place. Go up to the terminal and access it, and you're going to notice on the right that you have this little blue icon. Double click it. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, and I'm not going to try to butcher it with you guys. You want to double click on it, and you'll notice that it says teleport in 30 seconds, up to 30 tames allowed. You must bring tames, and I'm going to tell you right now, this is the cold environment. It will kill you pretty much instantaneously. You are going to have to need an otter with very high melee damage because it helps with the, it helps with the heat and everything. You're also going to need the best fur armor that you can possibly get, and I am talking like Journeyman Mastercraft Ascendant fur armor. You're going to need the best possible. It is very cold. Once it teleports you, you're going to notice that you have a terminal behind you, and just to let you guys know, this is the exact same way that you would exit, is by clicking that little portal right there. It'll take you back to the real world. Think of this like an extra bit of map. Now I'm going to show you exactly where to summon this bear boss. I'm going to fly up high in the sky, and basically from the terminal, you're going to follow along exactly where I'm going until you meet this little bit of water right here. It's actually hidden in here. You're going to go down, and you'll see a little opening right here. Go through the opening. These are my coordinates right here at 77.7 by 30.7. And we're going to go ahead and make our way through this cave. So as I'm coming through, there's a bit of a ledge right here that you're going to have to hop down. So just keep that in mind, that little ledge right there. Now go through, follow the blue crystals. There's a part where you have to crouch, but this is where you're going to be fighting the boss, so maybe bring some tames or something that are a little bit smaller that can fit through there, whatever. But this is the terminal, you access it, and again, here you go. You need 30 runestone to access it, which is why I said earlier, kill as many alpha creatures as possible. Stockpile on that runestone. So once you are ready, we can go ahead and summon this boss. The bear is what I'm going to call it, because that's exactly what it is. Once you have killed it, you can go up to it and access the inventory. You can get some loot, but the big thing is going to be the relic that is in there. Take that relic. We need to take it back to the Megapithecus cave, as well as the necessary artifacts that I mentioned before. And depending on if you want to do beta or alpha, you are going to need the extra tributes on your own to summon that in order to summon the final boss. Next, onto the Dragon Terminal. I'm at 87.1 by 1.9. This is where I'm located on the map, towards the bottom left. And I like to use the blue obelisk in the distance to help me find my location. You're going to want to come to this spot, and there is a part in the mountain where there's a cave. You want to go up to this. That is my exact coordinates of the entrance of the cave at 86.2 by 5.4. And go ahead and start running through. This cave is very dark, so I'm going to brighten it up for you. And basically afterwards, you just want to keep running, but you're going to make the very first left that you can. Keep running down here. There's other routes down there. If you want to go explore it, you can, but I'm just after the terminal itself. And go and access the inventory, and there you go. There are the summons for the dragon. And you need the artifact of the Cunning, Immune, Skylord, and Strong, as well as 2 relics for this. So yes, there's 2 relics, but it's only 1 mini boss that we have to summon. Those are the requirements for the Gamma, the Beta, and the Alpha. And just like the other bosses, the Beta and the Alpha, you need extra tributes in order to summon those. So keep that in mind. So these 2 relics, by the way, are the same boss. There's 2 bosses within 1. Let me just go ahead and show you where to fight these 2. And like I said, you're going to need tames. Any of these terminals that we're accessing, you need tames to fight these bosses. Remember that place with the 3 portals? Well, you want to come back here and you want to access the portal that's in the middle, and this is going to take us to a different place on the map entirely. But we need to go to this place in order to fight those 2 bosses for those 2 relics. So generate the Asgard relic portal thing. It's 30 seconds to teleport, 30 tames allowed, and yes, you are going to need those tames. And remember to bring your runestone with you, because you need the runestone in order to summon those bosses. Be stockpiling on that runestone because you're going to need it. So kill as many alpha creatures as humanly possible. And just like with the ice biome where you teleported, this is going to take us to a separate part of the map. You can teleport back to the real part of the map. Just keep that in mind as well too. And you need to make your way over to 20.5 by 37.4, and this is the terminal that you access to summon Hati and Skoll. Now, you need that runestone in order to summon this boss, so make sure you brought the runestone with you. It's 30 to summon this. It's going to summon 2 bosses that you're going to both have to kill. So make sure that you kill both of them, bring tames with you to help you along, and once you have killed both of them, access both of their inventories separately and grab the runestone from each one of them. Keep in mind, you need to take both of these runestones as well as the artifacts on the map that you can find in the caves back to the dragon cave that I showed you the coordinates for, and you can then summon that boss to fight it. But keep in mind, if you're doing beta or if you're doing alpha, you're going to need even more extra tributes to fight it. My last bit of advice to you guys is this, that make sure that when you are fighting the dragon, the Broodmother, and the Megapithecus, that you do it on the same difficulty consistently. So for example, if you want to do all alpha of those bosses because you want to finally do this alpha boss that I'm accessing in the normal terminal, then make sure that you do those consistently because like I said, it needs to be the same. I really do like how this implementation of the bosses is. Like, I like the fact that it's a bit more multi-tiered and it's a bit more complex to it. I kind of wish the other maps were like this. I know that I've probably missed something, so if I have, please forgive me. This is a lot of stuff that I am working with here. Let me know in the comments below if I did miss anything. Until then, I really hope this video was helpful for you. If it has, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more notifications of when I upload next. It really does mean a lot. Until then, I'll see you next time.